the violence didn't erupt because the crew people took detour out of the country by canoe at night to Sierra Leone. And so when they went to look for Ture was gone.
Thank you. I had heard that there was some other violence in the city, that one or two people died during the scuffle. But
there was some outbreak of violence, but I mean not associated with the escape of Ture. But this was part of the election feud that had begun.
Okay. Can you please clarify for us what year that election process took place, the Reformation election issue?
1951.
51. And what term of office was that for Mr. Tubman? Was that his second term or his third, or?
That was his second term.
Second.
Because he was elected for 8 years at first in 1943. He served his 8 years, and in 1951 was the next election, and he was then running because he had amended the Constitution to provide for consecutive 4-year terms, and now he was running for the second term of the first 4-year term, that of which he ran 7 times, because he had 7 terms. He hadn't even finished the 6th before he was elected for the 7th. Torba finished his 6th term and served out the 7th term.
So in those days, there was no law to protect a president changing or having any influence to change the Constitution and having that benefit come back to himself. Like in some cases, we have constitutional laws that say if there's a change that affects you, it cannot take place until the next administration. But was our Constitution so liberal in those days, or was there anything that you think was unconstitutionally involved?
Our Constitution is amended by a referendum. Now, Tubman was a very astute politician. He formed a group called the his public relation officers, and they were very active in carrying out his wishes, his political predilections. But more than that, Tubman himself was quite liberal with the people. He was always giving out handouts. And so and of course the Senate and House of Representatives were handpicked, because at one point Tubman's butler was elected to the House of Representatives. And so when the referendum was held, I mean, there was popular support for it, and he was able to carry out the change of the Constitution from 8 years to consecutive 4-year terms. And it was these consecutive 4-year terms that he ran for 7 terms.